What is a chef's table to me?
It's definitely a bit of a different work dynamic.
The menu changes all the time.
The people I have worked with.
It is family.
Family.
You're always learning new things.
It is mental. It's absolutely wild.
It's a journey. I'm discovering myself.
The chef's table is a piece of art.
It all started 2014.
Should get that like go. Oh.
So Thomas, Liam and I all worked together in a pub in Sogo, and we all wanted to do something within the city centre.
We were looking at all these different places and we couldn't quite get anywhere that's just right for it, and we were standing outside here having an argument. I saw the select sign, I was like, what about here? And then Tom and his dad were just arguing about there's just no chance we're going to get a restaurant in there. And I was like, we will. We'll definitely fit one in there, we could have this here. And then we just went for it. We shouldn't have put a restaurant in there because you can't. Tom was right for the only time he's ever been right in his whole life, because you can't put a restaurant in there.
I'll tell you what, we got a good deal on it though.
The thing I remember the most about fitting the place out was Liam bringing his plans in for the kitchen on the back of Olivia's homework. So Olivia had a homework jotter and she had this really nice drawing on one side, and then Liam had these really dodgy kitchen plans on the other side. It was so funny.
Cheap pieces of wood we got off eBay.
Did they tell you about the church pew?
We went to North Wales to buy that, to get that 18-foot church pew off a priest, pulled it
We
outside.
had to chop it in half to get it in the back of the van.
Buggered off, mate. One of those surreal moments in my life.
And then I remember having sheets of paper on the floor and like trying to work out would we fit behind the bar.
The next one to the left.
And then Thomas built the bar.
Screwed up all the electrics.
Screwed up all the electrics.
Getting electric shocks every day off every bit of kit. Like a danger.
Don't put a kitchen in the hairdressers.
So Thomas and Liam are probably maybe a bit like brothers. Like,
It'd be nice to have loads of money, wouldn't it?
I think we'd fuck it up more if we had more money.
Like, yeah.
love each other like brothers, but then fight like brothers as well. They're hilarious together. They have a nice relationship.
My name is Ellie and I'm from the chef's table. It is the food and Liam's idea just to serve good quality food that's unpretentious.
He just has like a mad insight into how flavours and meats and textures as well are going to go together. And then he puts it on a plate and it's always amazing. And I think as well for Liam, his standards are so high. So Liam works so closely with local suppliers.
It's my mum. Hi mum. My mum supplies rhubarb.
Obviously everything's seasonal to the point that he's talking to them about what he would like them to plan in advance because he's thinking that far ahead about menus.
You know, getting to meet these people is something we would never have done before. I remember them being on table 7, the veg men, and I remember that night.
We learned all about how they really looked after that field, how they were turning the soil, how traditional farming methods aren't necessarily always the best, and how they really looked after the product so that the field could be used time and time again.
Where did you find the veg men? You found them on Twitter, didn't you?
I got in touch with them on Twitter.
They're ace, aren't they? All the time.
Yeah, it's been a major part of our lives, really, and still is.
Do you know when you go out and you think, I'm not sure what that is, and you feel a bit like, I don't want to ask because maybe where I am is a bit pretentious or I feel a bit stupid. For us, we just wanted every guest to come in and have the most amazing time, try something new.
Yeah, one of the biggest parts of our business, from a product point of view, is Liam's creative mind.
And there's so many people that chase like Michelin stars and doing tasting menus and all this kind of stuff, whereas he just keeps it like, it's food that he likes, it's food that he wants to cook, and it's food that tastes fucking amazing. And that's literally it. I think that's what he does.
Such a perfectionist, but I think that's amazing because it instills into the rest of the team.
He understands food. He's a genius. He really is like a genius.
You absolutely well and truly believe that as a member
Yeah,
of staff?
like genuine. Yeah. He's mental, but he's a genius.
You've got to just do the hard graft of like being a KP.
You just have to work around the size of the restaurant.
No, it is small, but you get used to it.
Everything is just backwards.
The kitchen is probably one of the smallest kitchens you'll ever see. And
People come here and they think they can do it, but they don't actually anticipate like all the size, the space.
The way you move about the kitchen's a big aspect of it, like. Because if you don't know how to move in the kitchen, then you're just gonna be stood in the way.
It's long hours and it's hard, and there are a lot of places that maybe don't look after their staff the way they should. Working
at the chef's table is different to working in a large chain restaurant. You work with a very small team.
Thomas and Liam will say, it's so stressful.
you have to get the best out of everyone, and we try our best to get the best out of the people there. And then
They're just good people to be around. They like to push you. They're constantly pushing you to get the best out of you. You've just shown over the 3 years I've been there, I've gone from CDP to head chef. I'm really good at pushing you forward.
You're almost like a social worker, so you're constantly thinking about these people, dealing with their problems.
If everything was perfect all the time, then you wouldn't need people like Tom and Liam, would you?
They both consciously make an effort to make sure that I'm okay, and that doesn't mean like coming into a shift and being like, are you all right? It means like, are you free to go for a pint?
I enjoy it. A lot of people that work for us have had some great relationships and friendships on the way. Just when you talk about it, sometimes it is fucking hard.
I always say you have to have thick skin, you have to have a personality. You can't really be a piece of wood and serve customers.
I spend more time with them than I do with anyone else, so you gotta have a laugh with the people you work with. I do like what, 70 hours a week, and I'm with them all.
No day is ever the same.
On a place I worked at in America, we actually had a man die at the table.
No, that's my biggest fear, honestly. I'm always like, allergies, allergies, allergies. Get the allergy sheets done. Do we all know what allergies?
I think one of the things that I think about working in service is being inspired by all of the terrible experiences that I've had in restaurants. You know, doing everything that you possibly can to prevent other people from having those experiences, because it makes such a huge difference. It's all the little things.
They care, we all do, very much about that the guest gets an amazing experience, and that they get the perfect lunch, dinner, birthday, because it's always someone's birthday they're celebrating. They just care so much that it's what the guest wants and more, sort of thing.
After the first, I don't know, month of opening up a restaurant, and then maybe small little snippets throughout the 5 years, you forget why you're doing it, because you're so absorbed about pleasing the customer and making sure that the staff are happy. One of the best things we've always done is we just never sat still. We've always critiqued each other, our business, why we're not doing better, where we can do better, how can we change this scenario to be better.
We're all sometimes right, sometimes wrong though, aren't we? That's the thing, like you learn over the 5 years how to work with other people, and then I think that makes you become closer, and you also learn what works in the restaurant and what doesn't.
We were shutting the restaurant, period, because we felt like we'd hit a wall. I'm sure many other people do get to that stage, but from that wall of us walking out of the restaurant one night going, yeah, okay, agreed, shut, that's it. We actually then flipped that on its head 360 in about a 2-week period, and we created a new restaurant in our heads, and then we employed people to help us create that, and then we reopened the restaurants in the February 2018, and now we've got an events company.
The customer goes, this is what we want, can you do it? And they go, yeah, every time. Every time they go, yeah. And then 2 weeks later, Liam goes, why the fuck have we agreed to this?
Events were something that we loved doing, another way to sort of get Chef's Table out there doing different things.
having to be creative in that small space is only going to help us.
And that's what's the most exciting part for us moving forward, is being able to deliver more, not necessarily better, but more.
Just by having the kitchen unit, seeing what we can do in a bigger space, it almost gives us space to breathe.
Instead of a normal night at the restaurant or a normal night going for a tasting menu, just a different atmosphere.
We don't have to stick to exactly what the Chef's Table does in the restaurant. It gives us a bit more chance to be creative again we're doing something new.
Especially from doing the zoo last year, you could literally hear the lions roar as guests were having their dinner. The part that we love is the creative process, so being able to speak to a guest and understand what they want from an event. For Liam, it's obviously the food side of things, so he then creates the menu. Ellie would then go and create the drinks. Thomas will kind of bring it all together in terms of organising it all, making sure they've got everything that they need.
That just allows us to break out of our limitations in the restaurant and create what we are capable of outside of a confined space.
They are so fun though. They are really good. Doing events with Tom and Liam.
Seeing that guest really enjoy their day, night, event, wedding, work do, whatever it is that they have asked us to cater for, that's the best bit. That's the best bit in the restaurant, is seeing the guests having an amazing time, and then with the events, the best bit is seeing the guests just really enjoying their day. That's what you do it all for at the end of the day.
Experience of this and look at where we started and where we come to, I start to get a buzz out of it. I start to feel proud and happy about it because it was a fucking right journey, but I think we did alright, and I think the event is the beginning of us doing alright.
I can't do this anymore. I just keep thinking of Liam losing his head as soon as someone talks to him.
The place that I love, the table is like one of the biggest jobs I've had. To go into a job where I'm happy, they've stuck by me, everybody's stuck by me. I would not change my time at the table, and I hope I continue being part of the family. And I thank you, the whole team, thank you.
We're just really tight-knit, like we all go out, we have a beer together, do you know what I mean? We'll go out for food together and stuff like that, and it's just nice. We'll meet up on our days off, you know what I mean? It's just chill. It's just on a Monday morning, it's not very nice when you're hungover and you're like...
If you think about like the period in my life that I've worked for the company, I would remember it as being a really good time in my life and something that I enjoyed doing with people that I enjoyed being around, which I don't think most people can say about the job.